Hello. Now for idea of what I can do with peripheral vision only. Number 2, I'm going to go through all of my A6 covers. I have quite a few of them because I went on a little journey. My first cover that I got was this Oberon cover with like a Celtic design on it that I bought in Camden Market in like 93. I used to go to Chinatown in central London when I was first over here in the 90s and buy these notebooks. This one's from 95 and journal. I used to journal as a letter to my sister, and then I would send them to her. I think that I didn't always do that. Sometimes I just journaled, but because I was on long train rides and I had to be doing something, this is what I did. I have about 10 of these somewhere. So, yeah. And I was never able to find these again when I came back. I was like, oh, where are those journals I used to do? I don't think they'd be fountain pen friendly. I don't know. Who knows? But I liked that they had kind of designs around the edges. They were really pretty. I really liked these. Never found them again. So this is A6. This is leather by Oberon. And I think I've seen these in Barnes & Noble at one point in the States. This is an older Stalogy. I started it, didn't like it, gave it to my son. He didn't like it. It hasn't been used. He does use Stalogy now. He uses the A5 Stalogy for school. He has one for each subject of the half year. And we just got him one for each subject at the beginning of the year, and it lasted him for his whole first year of uni. And he loves them, and other people saw what he was doing, and they did it too, so they are quite popular. He's using the A5 Systemic cover for that used to be mine. It's now his. My next, so I kind of didn't journal for a while. I bought a bunch of journals and then just wasn't journaling. Yeah, when I was living in Los Angeles, I just didn't have time. My job took up my whole life. So it wasn't until I moved back here that I started journaling again. When was that? 2013, 2014, about. And I started journaling because I was told to by my shrink, my ADHD shrink. And I wasn't doing it the way that they wanted me to. I was just kind of collaging and not writing anything down. But then I finally kind of got my groove and started, collaging and putting in stickers and then writing as well. And actually the journal that made my shrink the happiest was the 5-year journal. Super approves of that. And it was mostly to kind of help me with my short-term memory. I forget things. I forget things that happened or when they happened, and I just have no recollection of them even happening at all. This has just always been a thing. My sister keeps my memories for me. She's really good at that. I can actually just call her or text her and go, did I ever blah, blah, blah? And she'll remember exactly all the details. This is the first cover I was in over here in the UK. I made this with tissue paper and collage paper and Mod Podge, and then I stitched it in the way that I used to, like leather stitching, saddle stitch. I tried to do the kind of Hobonichi style pen loops, and I did a terrible job, and so they're kind of poking out, and I was like, ugh. I used it for about 6 months, and I was really proud of it. I think it kind of looks pretty. I was proud that I did the pockets and that I managed to stitch on some pin loops. And I really fell hard for these Hobonichi pin loop kind of things. I love the fact that held your notebook closed. But yeah, I wasn't going to get any leather covers because I just didn't feel, I wasn't into leather at that point. So I made this one. But it kind of only held thinnish notebooks, and my next notebook was quite thick, or it started to get thick. So I thought I'll make another one. Where did I put it? Oh no, are you kidding me? All right, we're gonna pause while I find where I just put the thing I just had. Oh, I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, so then I made this one that was a lot wider, and I really liked the colors on this one. I got this right, and then it hardened into like a rock. Can you hear that? This is Mod Podge, by the way. It hardened into a rock, and then the pockets were sticking to themselves, and then it just started cracking on the spine. I think I made it too thick. Even though most of this was tissue, it started cracking along there. Can you see that? I was super bummed because I thought this was really pretty, and I did the pockets again, and they're tight because this is really, really stiff. But I was just using like any old cheap notebook I found to plan in at the time. It was kind of bullet journal-y. I don't even know where these are from. Oh, this is MD paper. Okay, I used this MD paper one, and then, yeah, this one is a mystery. I don't know where this one's from. But that's what I was using to plan. And this was kind of holding my planner more so than my journal. But it would have, had it not started cracking and turned into a rock, held quite a thick Hobonichi planner, the way I bulk them up. So the next thing I did was I got cheap, and I wasn't ready to buy an actual Hobonichi cover, so I just bought these things cheap off AliExpress. So these are just kind of vinyl-y covers. They're fine. They're fine. This is another one of those notebooks that, you know, the grid is just so tiny. Can you see that? So tiny. And I've never used it. I haven't used this cover. I thought I was going to. I did use this one, but it is kind of small. It is more kind of holding a pocket size. I just liked her. She was cute. These pen loops were really tiny. I was not a fan of those. This one I got, somebody gave it to me, and I just put this Midori ephemera kind of pocket thing in here. And I bring this with me when I go home to house all my ephemera that goes on my trip. And I just stuff the pockets, and I stuff the pockets of this, and this, and this, and bring a pen. And yeah, this comes with. And I don't care, really, if I lose it. I won't be absolutely crushed. In the same way I would if it was one of my kind of nicer covers. This one got off AliExpress. It was a cloth one made with like painted canvas. It was good. It kind of held up to my giant kind of way of planning. So this is one of those, I think this might be, I'm trying to think. This is an A6 Hobonichi. I'm trying to see whether it's the Avec or, yes it is. I can see that I was painting over the quotes with some kind of white thin paint to try and cover them because they drive me crazy and they were taking up space. Yeah, so at first, this is a hairband. This was supposed to close. No, I guess it wasn't supposed to close like that. Anyways, I think I always kind of kept it closed like this. It just kind of houses this journal that I used it in. I used it for a whole year. I thought it was cute with the little mountain in the town. And we're just doing A6 covers. Actually, this one I got in Camden as well, and it drives me crazy. So this was also in the 90s because they glued this in. So what I want to do is peel this up and then just cover the inside with fabric or something. Maybe stitch down something right there, piece of leather, so I could just slide in a notebook. But right now, I've been carrying this thing around for years and not using it because I don't like the paper, don't like the notebook, don't like it's glued in. And it's just one of my projects that I need to deal with. It's in my project pile and I just haven't done it. But it's pretty, like this pretty red leather. So then I decided, okay, I'll get a real Hobonichi cover, but I'll only buy them secondhand. So, because I'm just cheap, can you tell? So I got this Cat Over Canada one. Sorry about the glare. Yeah, I got this Cat Over Canada one. Somebody had spilled ink on it. I figured I was going to spill ink on it too, so that was fine by me, and I got it super cheap. I got it for like 10 pounds or something. I got this one. This one was on clearance on Amazon, so I got that one really cheap, but it was like the first one that I bought new. Oh, here's that planner. I didn't like this planner. Oh, is this the one I didn't like? Or this is the one I never used. Is this the undated? I think this is the undated. I just haven't used it. I forgot I had this. Oh, that's embarrassing. It's pretty. I like the colors. I like it with this cover on cover. It's in the to be a planner pile. And then this one I bought new, absolutely purposefully, because I just fell in love with this. It's the Saw Lighter one. I went through, oh, this is the planner I hated. That's the Wonderland 222 with the crappy paper. This one, so I went through a phase where I was doing like Lomo photography. I don't know whether you've heard of the Lomo camera, but it was very kind of analog and available light kind of situation. And I always liked this style of photography. So I actually bought this one and I have used it. I have too many covers. Have you noticed it? All right, now we're going to get into leather. So for A6, I've got two Moterms. I think this is like considered, this is the Croc one that was out for a while. I've kind of never used it. It's held this cafe note that I've had for ages. And I used to carry my savings in the back pocket and hide it away. But I haven't used it as a journal cover, and I think it's one of the ones that's going to go. This is Veg Tan. I bought it secondhand. Oh, I'd made a decision that I was only going to buy leather covers if they're secondhand, like off buy sell trade. So the only one that I've bought new that I can think of, leather cover wise, there's two. The Fairweather, which is coming up as an A6, and then the one that I use kind of as a traveler's notebook, the Wanderings one off Amazon. And I bought that with a gift card. So this one is the Veg Tan. Got it used. Somebody put ink stains on it. Again, figured I'd do the same thing, so that was fine by me. Fits my 5-year. And that was why I wanted this, because it fits the 5-year. This one looks like it would fit the 5-year, but it doesn't. And that was kind of why I got it, to fit the 5-year, but it doesn't fit the 5-year, and I just don't use it, so it's going to go. My next A6 leather cover was Speckled Fawn's Chatelaine. Got this one totally off buy sell trade. Really good deal. Love this cover. I used the crud out of this cover. This is Yamamoto paper. And I haven't used it. This one, Speckled Fawns, they smell like leather forever. Like, it smells like leather in a way that reminds me of when I used to go to Tijuana and I was shopping on Revolucion, and you walk by the kind of places that sell the leather handbags and all that stuff. It, you know, that leather smell that just comes and gets you. This is what this smells like always, and it doesn't fade. Yep, totally. I have another one that I got off Buy Sell Trade as well. Also smells very strongly of leather, Speckled Fawns. I prefer this one. This one's got the zip and pockets and strings. Everything a girl could want in the front pocket. This one's got this little side pocket. I mean, I really like this one. And it can hold it can hold journals when they get really fat. As can this one, kind of. But this one can hold bigger ones. So I keep it around for when they get out of control. Like this one, I'm only kind of halfway through this notebook, and it's already getting a bit out of control. This is a Galen leather. Buy Sell Trade. Really good deal. Really like it. I like that you can put the notebook through the elastic so you can keep the plastic cover on cover. And this is the Fairweather, and I bought this one new because I adore her. She's so cute. She hasn't really been making videos lately, but I think her channel is called Journal Sunshine. But look at these pockets. Is that not the most adorable thing you've ever seen? These kind of spots came that way. I don't care. I'll still use it. Yeah, so I love these. And I think, forgot to show the systemic. So I've got an A6 systemic, and this I also used for planning when I was in my planner. And you could stick like 3 notebooks in here about this Hobonichi notebook width easily. There's just 3 different places you could put it in. You could slot one here, slot one there, slot one everywhere. Which is what I did. I had my planner, my journal, everything was in here. My son's got my A5 one, and he uses that. So he carries 3 notebooks. He's got 2 of them. One that's mine, one that's his. And because he's got 6 subjects, so he carries 3 notebooks in each one, and he just, depending on what subject he has that day, he carries either 1 or 2 of these notebooks. These are great. There's so many pockets. There's a pen loop that's big enough, and you know, it's canvas and fairly indestructible. It's by Kokio. It's such a brilliant design. I really, really like it. Did I cut off the, no, I didn't cut off the pen loop. I cut the one off that was there. Hate that thing, but other than that, the design of this is perfect. I think that's it. That was a lot. I can only think of kind of 1 or 2 that I could get rid of. I could get rid of these. I could get rid of this. Fine. And definitely going to get rid of this. But I'll keep the Cat Over Kanda and all the leather ones. And the Saw Lighter Hobonichi. But yeah, I mean, I tend to use them to store books when they're done. I kind of put them in a tub and store them that way. Because the covers feel like that year, you know, that I used them. The only ones that kind of get rotated often are the leather ones, I would say. All right, hopefully that wasn't super boring, but honestly, there's only so many videos I can make where I don't have to look down. Thank you for watching. Bye.